like to be like a single player game. And don't get me wrong, like I love 14. 14 is really good. I haven't played Tactics. Oh, definitely pick up Tactics, man. Like if you like the storyline for Tactics is one of the best. Sphere Grid, I just love the gambits. The gambits in 12 were good to a point, but I find a lot of them kind of like broke themselves. 12 like I found like obviously 12 isn't like an MMO, but like I found just the combat was too MMO like. That's why it tweaked me a little bit. Okay, that's I don't like the Sphere Grid. Like for what it is, it's good, but like I found it's one of those things that like I was saying before that irked me, where they made characters not viable, and you could literally like they didn't make the characters unique because everybody could be everything. Tactics is like Fire Emblem, yeah, exactly. And Fire Emblem is also a very good series. Haven't played them all. I really need to. Let's see. Tactics Advance is good. Tactics Advance is really, really good. Does 14 have any sort of storyline? 14 is online only, but it does have a very set storyline. That's one of the reasons I love 14 as an MMO so much, because they stick very highly to like their Final Fantasy roots, and they have really good cutscenes. They have cinematic cutscenes. Like it is very, very story oriented, but it is online only and has a subscription, which is the only downfall. Low key, some of my favorite Final Fantasy battle system was 13. The voices and very energetic. 100% agree on that. 12 might be 12 is basically a single player MMO. 100%. No, I get that about 12. I'm saying I agree, but it's still... Oh, yeah, no, like, 12 has a very good storyline. I enjoyed 12. 14 has a story, but it's all online. Yeah, that's the only downfall of 14. 14's story is huge. 14 has been going on for a long time. Dirge, I do enjoy 13. I know it looks like I'm not paying attention a lot. But I do have it set up so that I know I won't die during combat. Views on Crisis Core. Crisis Core was really good. Crisis Core is definitely one of those things where I find changing up the combat is definitely well worth it. Like just where we've been talking a lot about like where they've been changing up the combat for a lot of the mainline Final Fantasies lately. I find if like when you sit there and you make a brand like an offshoot Final Fantasy where like Crisis Core is a prequel, I don't mind them changing the combat because like try something new 100%. Same as what they did with like Dirge of Cerberus where they made it like a shooter. It's not an MMO that's FF, it's an FF that's an MMO. That is a very good way to do it. Real-time FF for turn-based? I could go with both. If I want a little bit more of a challenge, I'll pop it on real-time, but I'm very prone to the turn-based 100%. Yoshi P is a god. Crisis Core makes me cry every time without fail. But yeah, like, I find when you've got a good thing going for an RPG, you shouldn't stray too far away from what makes it good. Which I find they're starting to do with, like, 15 and up. Like, I like the little tweaks they made for 13's battle system where everything's moving around. It's very fluid. It's not stagnant. That was a beautiful, beautiful addition to the turn-based combat style. But what they did with friggin' with 15 and 16 was a little bit much. Like, it's completely action combat. Like, they could have did that with, like, 13-2, 13-3, and I'd be like, okay. I was like, your main line is still the same, 13-2, 13-3, try it a little bit else with. Same with, like, Dirge of Cerberus, where they made it, I think it was a third-person shooter. And I was like, oh, this is cool. It's Vincent. He uses guns. It makes sense that they made it a shooter, 100%. 13 is actually genius, making you spend time with every character so you know... So you actually know the characters. I like the jump back and forth. That is definitely a really good thing, and that's why yeah, instead of using who you had the longest, I think the combat change is cool for that too. Feel personalized to the characters. 13 take on the ATB 100%. Lots of characters, and the shifting is very cool. I definitely like that. I just wish they didn't cap you off at how high you could level them until like later on. But like that's one of the things I was saying before, like for the like where this makes the characters very unique until obviously later game, like combat wise anyways, they're still very unique characters in their own right in every Final Fantasy. But the thing that really irked me about thank you Vessel, it should technically be 5 inches longer, but I accidentally set it on fire at work once. But I find the sphere grid makes having different characters in the game not important. Because once you get so far in the sphere grid, everybody is everything. Everybody is a black mage. Everybody is a tank. Everybody's a fighter. Like, everybody's a white mage. The only people that have any unique traits to them would be Wakka, Kilmari, and Yuna. Yuna specifically because she's the only one that can summon. Wakka specifically because any aerial combatants, he's just a beast and destroys. And then, blah, 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 blah. Kilmari basically because he's a blue mage. He's the only person that can be a blue mage. Also, I like they capped out your power until you reach a certain milestone. See, like, that, I did like that a little bit, but at the same time I didn't. Did not like the sphere grid either. Like, I like it to a sense, because I like having the option. I feel like there should be, like, a separate option to turn that off. It'd be nice. I feel like the capping for it here, yeah, play strategically so you can't power level your way through. I feel like that would be a nice thing to be able to turn on and off for like kind of like a difficulty thing. But I feel like the fact that it's just on regardless. Because like obviously for somebody who's like an avid Final Fantasy player, like I know I know certain classes and certain things are better for certain enemies. But like for somebody to say like this is somebody's first Final Fantasy and they're not used to like turn-based games or like having the strategy of a combat like this, it could very, very easily turn them off from, like, even the entire series in general, because they might think, well, if this is what it's like, I don't want to touch it. But, like, if they had it at the start of the game where it was like, here's this, here's how this works, and, like, have it as, like, just a little switch that you could turn on and off, I feel like that would be perfect for this game, but I realize, like, from a coding aspect, that might be something that like kind of breaks things too. I know it's a very, very hot take, but like I don't like it in terms of what it is. Like it's definitely a very unique thing, but like it's the fact that like it makes everybody every single class at once. It makes nobody unique in that sense. I love Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy VIII is one of my favorites. But in terms of, like, the same thing, like, I find 8 does the same thing where everybody can be everything, and, like, at a certain point in the game, magic is fucking useless in Final Fantasy VIII. Once you get your junction to the way that you need it, which you can do at the start of the game, because, like, I have Final Fantasy VIII down to a science at this point. Final Fantasy VIII, magic, once you get your junction system down to a point, Final Fantasy VIII's magic is fucking useless. It really is. Your magic and your summons are absolutely useless. And like Final Fantasy VIII is one of my top Final Fantasies. My top are 6, 7, 8, 9, and Tactics, and not in that order. I interchange them 100%. Yeah, Final Fantasy IX's ability system was really good. Final 7 PS1 basic, all the characters are the same outside of ultimate weapons and limit breaks. 100%. 7's the same way. And Synthesis. More potential than 7 though. Oh, I find 8 is much better than 7. Don't get me wrong, I love 7. 7 is one of my top 5 Final Fantasies. But the only reason I think 7 is as widely known and as widely liked as it is because it was the first one to have a commercial. It was the first Final Fantasy out there that was like pushed mainstream, and it was one of those. I think it's even on the back of like the old PlayStation 1 boxes. So it's one of those ones where everybody got to see it, and it was like, oh my god, look at this! Like, there's this in-depth story and all this other stuff, and Sephiroth, yes, of course, Sephiroth. But like, that's what I mean. Like, it was pushed so much, and then I think it was PlayStation 3 came out, and they remade the whatchamacallit, fuck. Get up and heal, you bastards! I need 2 medics right now. They made the visuals for the PS3 promo with Final Fantasy VII, so another big push. And then, you know, once it got the hype that it did, the PSP came out. So then they did the prequel to 7, and you know, then they did the movie to 7. So 7's just got so much hype to it, which is why so many people regard it as like the best Final Fantasy when it really isn't. Don't get me wrong, it's up there. The storyline is good. The gameplay is a lot of fun. There's a lot of replayability about it. But 7 is not the best. Don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Sephiroth is good but overrated. 100% agree. He's one of my favorite villains, but like Kefka, Final Fantasy VI. Come on now. The time travel in 8 is a little too confusing for me. Yeah, the way the time travel with Elon is a little weird. 100% can agree with that. 9 and 10 are my all-time favorites, and I've played through them many times. 9 is good, 10 is good. I find after 9, everything kind of dipped a little bit in terms of, like, I guess, like, quality and storyline. And I'm not saying anything after 9 has bad story. I just find, like, the quality they're putting into, like, anything like 10 and, like, 10 afterwards is a little bit less than, like, the peak years, in my opinion, which were 6 to 9. Yeah, they wanted the West to pick up JRPGs so bad. Oh, 100%. 8 was a fever dream. You're not wrong. It was Squall had a lot of brain rot going on there for a little while. X is the best. X is the best in my opinion. I find a lot of people say that X was really good. I can definitely see why a lot of people got behind X, Final Fantasy X. I don't know why I was saying X for a while. 12 was your favorite. Very Star Wars inspired. Oh, like the yeah. I can definitely see that. I can definitely see the Star Wars inspiration now that you're saying it. Best Final Fantasy villains are Kefka, Caius, and Ardyn. Ardyn was really good. I liked him from why am I forgetting the number 15? There we go. But yeah, Ardyn was definitely really good. The sending scene. Oh, 10's cinematic scenes were absolutely stunning. Like, that's one thing they did exceptionally well, for sure. Final Fantasy favorite character. Oh my god. Sephiroth is only loved because he has a song. Oh, favorite Final Fantasy character. I'm trying to think now. Give me a minute for that one. Favorite Final Fantasy character. Zell is good. Zell, the Tifa clone. Kind of, but not really. Zack is good. Oh my god, I'm not sure. I like Sabin. Sabin from 6 is really good. But, like, just because he suplexes trains. So, leave Zell alone. Vivi is also really good. Oh my god, I'm trying to think now. I don't know if I can pinpoint it down. Like, Squall is just a crybaby. I don't really, like... I'm not a huge... as much as I love the Gunblade, Squall is not very... Squall is very emo. He doesn't like people. I'm gonna have going back to the villains. I'm gonna have to go with Kefka. Like, as much as he's a villain, Kefka is such a well-written character. Kefka is so well-written, it's not even funny. Lightning's Gunblade is definitely cooler than... Oh, somebody's dead. Who is dead? Fang is dead. There we go. But, like, Kefka is just so... The fact that hers, like, literally switches between a gun and a fucking... And a blade. Yeah, like, 100%. Commando Sentinel Medic. I think Aerith is mine for now until I play more Final Fantasy games. Yeah, it's very hard to pinpoint a character, like, right off the bat. Usually, when you're... especially when you're just getting into Final Fantasy, it's usually one of the first ones that you've played. But I find, like, once you get in with how detailed a lot of the stories are and how a lot of, like, very detailed a lot of the characters are, it's very hard to really pinpoint it down to, like, one specifically. I don't think, in all honesty, I don't think we'll ever get a Final Fantasy VIII remake. Lulu has the best Black Mage design, in my opinion. Oh, 100%. Lulu's Black Mage looks fucking amazing. I just wish that, like, she had more... more of a bigger role, I guess, in terms of being, like, viable as a character to pick when absolutely anybody in 10 is a viable character once you get to a certain point. Although her Limit Break is fucking awesome when you just spin it around and get as many fucking Black Mage abilities as you can. But yeah, I don't think we'll ever get a Final Fantasy remake just for the fact that Final Fantasy VIII was very, very controversial, and there was a lot of people that did not like 8 because of the draw system and the magic system. Yuna is my favorite. Aiko and Vivi, Tifa, Fran, Terra. That is a solid list. That is a solid list. Terra is also an extremely well-written character. Terra with 2 R's, dear. But Vivi is a very lovable character. Vivi is like classic Black Mage look. Classic Black Mage look with a little bit of flair, right? Not the magic, the drip. Lulu was an awakening for us all. Yeah, all the belts and the corset tops and everything. I look beautiful in a corset, by the way. My wife can attest to that. Yeah, Lulu's belt dress was a very, very good design. Fran and Tifa are both white. I wish they would have did more with Fran. They didn't go enough into Fran in 12 for me. Like, I found she was just too much of a background character in 12. There's definitely a lot to Fran that you don't see, and it irks me a lot. Oh, Nomura goes nuts with character design. That's one of the all-time peak things about characters. Like, fucking looking at Lightning. I remember the first time I seen the the trailer for 13, and just that opening battle scene where Lightning is flipping around everywhere. Fucking beautiful. And then it's like you just can't get it anywhere else, right? Writing my master's thesis on the linguistics and history of Final Fantasy. Props, right fucking there. If there's content enough for that, it's definitely fucking Final Fantasy, that's for sure. 13 is hated on too much. It's actually great and difficult, especially the trials. Oh, I can't understand the hate for 13. Like, don't get me wrong, like I have my qualms with certain things in 13, but 13 is overall a great game. Nomura and Kubo are my favorite character designers. Very valid, very valid. I wish they would have went a little deeper in the fallacy. Oh, 100%. Like, and like that goes back to like where I said there's a lot of like after 9, I find they went really downhill with a lot of the backstory and a lot of extra stuff that they put into Final Fantasies. Like, don't get me wrong, they're all great fucking games, but they stopped putting as much effort in. Fallacy in 16. I don't think I've gotten that far yet in 16. I'm very, very close to the start, so I will I will have to come back to that comment in the future. Unnatural hair colors. Oh, 100%. This is the best Final Fantasy. Lot of Final Fantasy love in here, 100%. Or Final Fantasy 13 love, I guess I need to say. Need to preference that. Let's see here. 4080 or 4070. I think mine's a 4060, actually. Dear, my graphics card's a 4060, yes? Yeah, mine's just 4060. Mine's also pre-built. 4060 is more than enough. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to have like an 80 or a 90 or a 70. 400 plus side quests made this game. I love side quests. I love side quests to death. My wife can attest to that. She is correct. So good news. What's the good news, Chaos? Tell us the news. Yeah, Final Fantasy 15 could have been a lot better than it was. 100%. I hate when they get rid of certain people like partway through development. It definitely bogs down a lot of things in games. People hate 13 because it's very linear, but so is 10. Although I find 10 was, like, don't get me wrong, the linear part is only, like, irks me a little bit, but it's not enough of a deal breaker for me to say if the game is, like, I hate the game. They use the linear part and it sets up a lot of things. But 10 was linear in a different way because 10 you could still go back, but it just took a long time to go back. Lover, I'm the same way. I love the older style combat 100%. Like the newer ones are great, but like the fact that like the combat is so drastically different kind of like irks me a little bit. Yeah, the 4060 is good, and I call her dear sometimes. I am on Twitch right now, Chaos. I'm on both at the same time. Yeah, they pushed 15 out without finishing the story. Yeah, I can see that. Imagine after Kingdom Hearts 4, we'll see Final Fantasy 15 remake for the PS6 gen. Help me.
Help you with what?
I need the beverage.
I'm trying to fix my code.
I'm sorry.
What do you want in it?
Just water. Or you can put juice in it, doesn't matter. Thank you. I love you.
Your straw is orange inside.
Yeah, that's because I drink a lot of things with color. And it's a white straw. I don't think 13 is too linear, especially for when you get to Grand Pulse. Oh. I can understand that. Like, I don't think it's overly linear, because, like, obviously it opens up really well at the end. Or close to the end, because obviously there's only 13 chapters, and it doesn't open up, I believe, until 10. So, like, where there's only... But, like, then the last couple chapters are fucking huge. Mura was doing too much for 13 verses, right? Going with a 16 gig... Oh, nice. The 32 gig 6400. 13 is the... Hey, Brandon, what's going on? Long time no see. 13 was the only game where you could never revisit any areas besides Endgame. Yeah, exactly. And, like, that's what kind of irked me a little bit. Like, 10, you could still, like, go really far back, like, even at the start of the game, and then once you got, like, your airship and everything, you could just teleport back. But 13, all of these areas, until you get down to the bottom, you never see them again. Let's see here. Still want the 15 DLC with Luna and Iris. Yeah. I've been arguing 13 being linear is a good theme. Okay, Twitch time. Let's see here. Yeah, like it's the reason they did the linear definitely works for 13. Gotta definitely keep moving on because I'm standing here not progressing. I think Square Enix just wanted to be done with 15. You could be very, very much correct. How far down? Oh, my health didn't go down that far. Okay. aside from Final Fantasy, there... Oh, Chrono Trigger, 100%. Anything by Square. Anything by Square is so good. I'll say this time and time again. Anything by Square is very good in terms of, like, everything. Gameplay, storyline, character development, character design. Like, just look at the outfits that these characters have right now. Like, their character design and their weapons are fucking amazing. Holy shit! What the fuck was that? I missed what, Thank you, Chaos. Holy fuck, with all the gifted subs. Level 2 hype train right off the fucking bat. Oh my god, dude. What in the fuck? I'm not paying attention. I'm about to die. I can't thank you enough, dude. Like, that's gonna help me out a lot there. Now I'm dying. But no, I think everybody in this chat can definitely agree. Chrono Trigger fucking peak. Chrono Trigger, like, top. That was the goal, to watch you die. Of course it was. I should expect. I just. Police just show up to your door in a few hours. You've been charged with the unaliving of Twitch streamer Draven. You gotta. The wife just said you gotta wait till she gets the life insurance. But yeah, only linear until you're like on the main planet, and then it's just like everywhere, fucking everywhere. It has been. You're hard at work a lot. I'm trying. I've been going live a lot lately just because I'm waiting for the call to get back to work. Find it so hypocritical when people complain the game is linear. Yeah, and then they're a huge Final Fantasy X fan. Or they're like a huge like Dark Souls 1 fan or something like that. Like, because Dark Souls 1 is pretty standard, where it's like you have to go here, and if you end up in a place that you're not supposed to be, then you die very, very easy. Just give me 1 second there. You're wrong, Chaos. That was my mother. I'd run. Money is catching me. Let's see. But yeah, like, I'm just waiting for that call back to work. I wish that was the call back to work. I miss work. I've been off way too long. But like, I was doing blocks too, so like, it's very understandable that I was off work for a while. Is there? Oh, there is a chest up here, so we're definitely going this way. I understand the linear because your party were monsters. Yeah, no, I can understand that. Like, they're trying to get away, so like, obviously it's like, where are you gonna go? Like, you can't go back because you're being hunted down. And until you get like to somewhere where you're fucking free and ready to go, like, you know, what are you supposed to do, right? 5 subs. It's great, right? Much appreciated. Yeah, until Grand Pulse.
Come on then.
So it fits. Yeah. Oh no, 100% fits the game. Like, that's why I was like, yeah, it irks me a little bit, but it's not like, you know, that huge thing that's like, oh my god, it makes the game a terrible thing. No, it doesn't. Like, it's what fits it. The only thing I wish they would have changed a little bit is the fact that, like, you can't, like, level up more, but, like, we've already discussed that a second ago. Morin TikTok wants to know if you're appropriate. What option am I choosing? What do you mean by appropriate? I don't understand. I don't understand by what appropriate means. I'm very confused. If I've learned anything with Final Fantasies, it's that combat and story themes always match. 100%, I can see that. People call 13 the hallway simulator, but forget 10 exists. I don't find it's like a hallway simulator. Like, you get up to a certain point. It's the hallway before, like, the main arena. Like, it's like going through, like, the big... It's like going through the hallway of, like, a very beautiful building and then getting to the open fucking cathedral. I just got a... What? A hype chest? What the fuck is that? Oh, I just got some weird disco ball emote. I'm so confused. I have never seen that before. I'm just looking over on Twitch and I was like, a hype chest? What the fuck does that? I've missed so many things on Twitch. I don't understand when anybody says that about any Final Fantasy. I don't understand the plot. It's like, have you not been paying attention? Like, every Final Fantasy has, like, a very clear, like, cut and dry plot. And, like, and I'm not saying, like, cut and dry as in they're not, like, in-depth and, like, they don't have a lot of flavor and substance to them. But, like, every Final Fantasy is pretty, like, this is what's going on. This is what's happening, guys. If you don't understand that, you're not paying attention. Like, every Final Fantasy, like, if you're, like, actually paying attention to anything that's going on, it's very, very easy to see what is happening. Like, I don't understand how people, like... Now, Kingdom Hearts, on the other hand. Kingdom Hearts, if you haven't played all of the games, they can be very, very, like, interesting and, like, difficult to understand sometimes. But if you look at them, like, closely enough, it's like, oh, okay. But still very confusing. Kingdom Hearts is vague at times. You're not wrong, though. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Chaos. I watched a Japanese tutorial that compared the combat to the 6 gears. If a car changed everything. The only good Final Fantasy is X. I don't know. I can't agree with that one at all.